Greetings and welcome to another spicy chicken review from me, Spicy Chicken Spicy Boy. Today we are returning to my grocer's freezer aisle with some frozen spicy chicken that I am going to sample and tell you about today. So I was in my grocery store doing a little shopping, and as I do sometimes, I pass down the frozen food aisle and noticed that there was a product that I had not sampled before in my grocer's freezer. I saw Farm Rich Buffalo Style Boneless Chicken Bites in my grocer's freezer. Now they're described here as white meat chicken fritters with a tangy buffalo style tossing sauce packet. Now there was a tossing sauce packet included in here, and as you can see, they are boneless chicken bites. Boneless, they don't call them boneless wings, they call them boneless bites. So the way these are packaged, is a little different than some other frozen chicken items that I have reviewed in the past, in that you bake the chicken first and then you apply the sauce in a bowl and toss it. So, I followed the baking instructions. I baked them just slightly, in the high end of the amount of time because I like my chicken a little crispier. And then I put them in a bowl after letting them rest for a couple minutes as recommended on the packaging, and toss them in the buffalo style sauce. So, Farm Rich, I have not had Farm Rich products before. This even had like a new sticker, like on the price tag, in the freezer at the grocery store. So it is buffalo style. I believe they had a barbecue as well, but I thought I'd try the spicy one, see how that goes. I definitely prefer a spicy buffalo to barbecue sauce any day of the week. Now, we have a bunch of sauced wings, but I also did take out a medium-sized chunk of chicken unsauced so that I can give you kind of the straight dope about that one without the sauce interfering. Now, as you can see, there are a wide variety of shapes and sizes for these chicken pieces. So, you're going to have a variety of textures as well then, crispy to, less crispy on the larger pieces in all likelihood. So, first thing I'm going to do is just take the pure, unadulterated chicken chunk, and I'm going to bite it, I'm going to chew it, I'm going to experience the flavors, textures, and aromas, and then I'm going to tell you what I think. So, this is just the chicken unspiced. I'm going to go ahead and try it. All right, so first impressions of just the base chicken product. You've got some white meat chicken, breaded in a flour breading. There's some seasoning in there, some black pepper. There's some salt. It's not incredibly salty. Sometimes frozen foods like this come with just a tremendous salt quotient in their flavor profile. This does not have that. It's like a regular human amount of salt that you might reasonably expect to consume. Texture, there's some crispiness. The chicken itself is pretty tender. There is some oil. You get like a fried chicken aspect, but it's not the oiliest chicken that I've had from a freezer. I would say quality of the chicken here is probably a little higher than average for frozen chicken from the grocery store. I think texture and flavor wise, this is in the higher end from what I have gotten out of a freezer at the grocery store. As you know, the quality of frozen meats can vary wildly across the spectrum. So, overall quality of the chicken, texture and flavor without the sauce, this is like an 8.5. This is pretty good. I mean, it's not restaurant quality, but it is pretty good chicken. Among the better frozen pieces of chicken that I have made myself out of a grocer's freezer into my home. Really no complaints, no complaints. So that leaves us here with the sauced chunks of chicken. Well, they don't call them chunks. They call them white meat chicken fritters. So here we go in with some white meat chicken fritters tossed with a tangy buffalo style sauce packet. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try a couple of the different ones, get some different texture experiences. I'm going to start with a medium-sized piece of chicken. Here we go. Going in. Smallest piece in the bag. Gotta give it a try. And I will take a bite out of the largest piece of chicken. Too big to be a one-biter. Well, a couple things stand out to me about the quality and the texture of the different sized pieces of chicken. The smallest piece was almost entirely breading with just the weeest piece of chicken inside. Very crunchy, but 90% that breading. The medium piece was a nice singular piece of white meat chicken. And then the largest piece, I actually, when I bit into it and pulled it off, there was like a gristly component. So there was, like the texture of the largest piece of chicken was not as good. It was not just like a chunk of chicken breast. It was some other component of the chicken. I'm not like complaining about it. I don't think it was horrible. But the quality of the pieces of chicken does vary a little bit in these bites. Again, the breading and the flavor of the chicken, not too bad. Let's talk about the buffalo though. This buffalo is not among the hotter buffalo style sauces that I've tried. There is some heat that has built up now, and there is that unmistakable vinegary, tangy zip of buffalo style sauce in here. Spice level, however, I would say it's like maybe a 6.5. It's not, a real hot buffalo sauce can be extremely hot. This will build on you over time, I'm feeling, but it's not incredibly hot. So it does have that classic buffalo styling, but it's not the hottest one. So how do we judge this as a holistic chicken experience? Quality of the chicken, about as high as I have gotten from like pre-made breaded frozen pieces of chicken from a grocery store. About the highest I have encountered. Perfect? No. Are they all just like pristine, nice chunks of white meat from the chicken breast? No, not necessarily. But they are pretty good. I mean, easily like an 8 in terms of chicken quality in my mind. The sauce is pretty good. Could be a little more flavorful, but it's pretty decent. So overall, I would say these are like, on an absolute scale, like a 7.5. These are pretty good. And I will say farm rich boneless chicken bites are, I think, the best frozen chicken I have had to date from a grocery store, where you're like buying prepackaged frozen stuff and you're baking it and making it yourself. They may be the best that I have had so far. So, would I buy these again? Yeah, I think I would, and I think I would even try some of the other products that they have because these were pretty decent. This is something that I would return to when I'm in the grocery store and say, you know what, maybe I do want some farm rich chicken bites today. Maybe that's something I should pick up for myself. So, all that being said, I recommend them. If you're in a grocery store and you see some farm rich chicken bites, give it a try. You might like it. That's about all I've got to say for them. Make sure to like the video if you found it informative. Let me know down in the comments if there are any other brands of frozen chicken that you think are especially good that I should be trying, because I would love to know. I find the quality varies pretty drastically. And definitely subscribe if you want to see some more chicken videos in the future. That's it for me, Spicy Chicken Spicy Boy. I will catch you all on the flip side, and I hope you all manage to keep it spicy out there. Thanks.